Good morning, dear students. So what we discussed in earlier class, just we will rewind that. That is already we have covered in isochronous governor and sensitive governor and hunting governor, and similarly to say that effort and power of Porter governor. So those already covered, effort and power of Porter governor. So those are already covered in earlier class. Now, actually, what we said in earlier class, we have a small portion are there, covering portion are there, belongs to the our this chapter fourth unit. But we are negotiating the particular topics, and now today class we will discuss only the problems regarding the Porter governor and Hartnell governor. Why? Because we are having we have covered only less problems in our Porter governor and Hartnell governor. So just we will see the problems regarding the Porter governor and our Hartnell governor. Are you visible to my screen, all of you? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
So Porter governor problem.
Yes, sir.
So just all of you read the problem. All the arms of a Porter governor are 178 mm long and are hinged at a distance of 38 mm from the axis of rotation. The mass of each ball is 1.15 kg and mass of the sleeve is 20 kg. The governor sleeve begins to rise at 280 rpm when the links are at an angle of 30 degrees to the vertical. Assuming the friction force to be constant, determine the minimum and maximum speed of rotation when the inclination of the arms to the vertical is 45 degrees. Just all of you observe the diagram. Okay, from the problem description, first we will write our given values. Those are our arms. So arms lengths are 178 mm. So that is our representation with the BP and BD. So those two are given in 178 mm, and PQ and DH. Why? Because they may also give some offset. Okay, offset to the our pivoted points. So that is our PQ and DH. Both are having the 38 mm distance, 38 mm offset value. And small m is our 1.15 kg and capital M is the 20 kg. And N equals to 280 rpm. N equals to 280 rpm. Alpha and beta, okay, alpha and beta equals to 30 degrees when the links are at an angle of 30 degrees. Okay. So now those representations observe in our diagram. Okay. So O, P, B, D. And the representations of Q, G, H. Okay, to the spindle axis. Those are placed on our spindle axis. So what are the forces are there in our Porter governor? Already known. So those are our centrifugal force and our fly ball mass and our sleeve mass. So those are the forces are there. So FC are represented. Okay, FC representation is there and small mg is there, and our capital mg plus or minus f by 2. Okay, those are also here. Now let us find our radius. Let us find our radius value. So for getting the radius, what is the representation of radius value here? So that is our BG is our radius of rotation. So BG is also written as BF plus FG. Okay. So BF is also written as, okay, from the triangle of BPF. So how we find the our BF value? So that is the our BP sin alpha, BP sin alpha plus FG is also written as again FG. So BP value is already known. That is the our arm length. So that is the our 178 into sine into 30 degrees, sine 30 degrees plus 38. So just calculate the value 178 sine 30 plus 38. So when we calculate the value, so we get the our value is 127 mm. 127 mm. 178 mm. And height of the governor. So that is the our R, radius of rotation value is the 127 mm. And now going to find the H value. So that H is taken from the fixed point O to G. Fixed point O to G. So now those are also following the same angle of inclination. So that is the triangle is BOG, triangle of BOG, triangle of BOG. Okay, H equals to BG by tan alpha. H equals to BG by tan alpha. Or tan alpha equals to, just you will write there, tan alpha equals to triangle of. So just observe that. Just observe the, okay, the triangle. Okay, height of the governor H equals to, okay, BG by tan alpha. How we write the our BG by tan alpha? When you take the triangle of BOG, when we take the triangle of BOG, so BG equals to, okay, or sorry, tan alpha equals to BG by OG, BG by, sorry, BG by OG. OG is also again written as H. So BG by H, tan alpha equals to BG by H. But our determining value is H. So H equals to BG by tan alpha. So BG value is how much? Already earlier say, okay, earlier already calculated the BG value. That is the our R. So 127 by tan 30. So that equals to how much? 220 mm. When we calculate the value, H value will attain, okay, 220 mm. So now n square equals to, what is the formula is there? So n square equals to small mg plus capital Mg plus r minus f by small mg into 895 by h. Okay. So n square, so that is the already given the, okay, value. So n value already given, that is the 280 rpm at the initial. Okay, 280 rpm. So 280. Now in this just substituted the known values in our equation. So that is the 280 square equals to small m value is there and g already known, that is the capital M is there and g value known, and unknown is only f. Only f value is unknown in our entire equation. So you will find out the our f value. Okay, you will find out the our f value. Just do the calculation. So when we make the calculation of our equation, so then F value will come nearly 10 newtons. F value will comes 10 newtons. So 10 newtons. Okay, 10 newtons. And now we know that radius of rotation and the inclination of the arms are will be changed uh, when the speed value will increases. So then how much of the angle is there? So that is the alpha and beta values are 45 degrees. Okay, that inclination will be changed. That is the enhancing. Their value is enhancing. So that value is how much? 45 degrees. So then again we are going to find the our radius when the inclination will be changed. So that is the our R equals to BG. So in this, BG means BP sin alpha. So 178 sin 45 degrees, alpha value will be changing. So that is the 45 degrees. Plus FG is the already known, that is the 38. So when we replacing with the alpha value, so then R value will be, okay, getting. So that is the 164 mm, 164 mm. So now height of the governor, again going to find the our height of the governor. So that is the our H equals to, okay, BG by tan alpha, or tan alpha equals to, okay, BG by tan alpha equals to BG by H. So alpha is replace, alpha value will be replacing here. So that is the 45 degrees. So when we replacing with the 30 degrees with the 45, so then H value is also attained. That is the our 164 mm. Again 164 mm. One 164 mm again. So now going to find the maximum and minimum speed of the rotations. So here unknown is the our n1 value. So N1 already known the equation. So basic equation already known below, okay, to the our Porter governor. That is the N1 square equals to small mg plus capital Mg minus F by small mg, okay, into 895 by h. So in this, known values are small m is known and capital M is known, and F already recently find our F value, okay, and H is also known, H value. So those are substituted in our equation. So when we substituted the known values in our equation, so then simply to get the our N1 value. So N1 value is how much? 309 RPM. 309 RPM. 309 RPM. So, and similarly to calculated the our N2. So in this, our small mg plus N2 square equals to small mg plus capital Mg plus F by mg into 895 by h. Okay, and substituted the known values in our equation. So then simply to get the value our N2 unknown value. So that is the our 324 RPM. 324 RPM. So if they may also ask about of the our range of the speed, so then, so that is the our range of the speed equals to range of the speed value is range of the speed N2 minus N1, that equals to 324 minus 309. So how much? Nearly to come 15 RPM. Range of the speed value is 15 RPM. Okay. Do you have any questions regarding this problem? Next problem. Now we are going to discuss the our Hartnell related problem, Hartnell governor related problem. Okay, all of you read carefully the our problem. So in a spring-loaded Hartnell type governor, the extreme radii of rotation of the balls are 80 mm and 120 mm. The ball arm and the sleeve arm of the bell crank lever are equal in length. The mass of each ball is 2 kg if the speed at two extreme positions are 400 and 420 RPMs. Find the initial compression of the central spring and the second one spring constant. Okay. So from the problem description, all of you write the given values. So those are the our R1 value, R2 value. So R1 equals to 80 and R2 is the 120 and X equals to Y. That is the already said in our statement. Okay. Bell crank lever lengths are equal. X equals to Y. So small m equals to 2 kg and N1 equals to 400 RPM and N2 is 420 RPM. So when we know the our N1 and N2 values, so then simply to find the our omega 1 and omega 2. Okay. Now, so omega 1 value, uh, omega 1 value will achieve 41.9 radian per seconds and omega 2 is a 44 radian per seconds. Now, going to find the our centrifugal forces at the minimum speed and at the maximum speeds. So that means FC1 equals to, it is represented with FC1 minimum speed. So FC1 equals to m omega 1 square R1. So in this m is known and omega 1 is known and R1 is also known. So those are substituted in our equation. So 2 into 41.9 square into 0.08. So that value, so how much? 281 Newton. So now FC2 value is how much? So m into omega 2 square R2. So it may also come 465 Newtons. So in this S1 and S2 representations, S1 is the spring force at the minimum speed and S2 is the spring force at the maximum speed. Spring force at minimum speed, spring force at the maximum speed. We know that for the minimum position, already have written the one equation is there. That is the our mg plus S1 into 2FC1 into x by y. So in this S1 is equals to how much? So nearly to come 562 Newtons. Why? Because capital M is known and our FC1 already calculated and x and y both are the same. So that's why calculating the particular term. Okay. When we calculate the values, so S1 value will come 562 Newtons. And similarly to calculate the maximum position, calculate at the maximum position. So that is the our mg plus S2 equals to 2FC2 into x by y. S2 equals to how much? FC2 equals to how much? 930 Newtons. 930 Newtons. Newtons. Now S1 is known and S2 is also known. That is the 562 S1 and S2 is the 930 Newtons. Now going to find the lift of this sleeve, H value. H equals to uh, R2 minus R1 into Y by X. H equals to R2 minus R1 into Y by X. R2 minus R1 and Y and X both are equal. So in our bell crank lever lengths of the arms, those are the equal. So X and Y both are negotiating. So R2 minus R1, R2 is the already given 120 and R1 is the 80. So H value is how much? So 40 mm. So H value equals to 40 mm. Now going to find the stiffness of the spring. So stiffness of the spring value. So stiffness of the spring value is S equals to S2 minus S1 by H. So S2 minus S1, S2 and S1 values recently calculated. That is the our 930 minus 562 by H is the 40. Okay, when we calculate the values, then the value will come 9.2 Newton per mm. 9.2 Newton per mm. So that is the our stiffness of the spring. Stiffness of the spring. Now going to find the our initial compression of the central spring. Initial compression. So that value, okay, initial compression of the central spring, okay, equals to S1 by S, capital S1 by small s. So S1 value is the 562 and S is the 9.2. So when we calculate the value, then simply to get the our, okay, 61 mm. How much? That value 61 mm. Okay. So both are already okay. Both are coming in our in this one. So that is the determining values. Both determining values are valuated. So that is the first one is initial compression of the central spring, and second one is the stiffness of the spring. Okay. Do you have any queries regarding this problem? Please respond. Roll number 76. Please respond.
Yes.
Okay, do you copy the problems?
No, sir.
And all of you, okay, all of you listen one thing. You will make it, okay, you will make it copy the total matter, especially our problems. Okay, just copy the matter. Okay, do you have any queries regarding this problem? Next problem. In a spring-loaded governor of the Hartnell type, the mass of each ball is 5 kg and the lift of the sleeve is 50 kg. The speed at which the governor begins to float is 240 rpm. And at this speed, the radius of the ball path is 110 mm. 110 mm. The mean working speed of the governor is 20 times the range of the speed when the friction is neglected. If the lengths of the ball and the roller arm of the bell crank lever are 120 mm and 100 mm respectively, and if the distance between the center of pivot of the bell crank lever and the axis governor spindle is 140 mm, determine the initial compression of the spring taking into the account the obliquity of the arms. And second one, if the friction is equivalent to a force of 30 newtons at the sleeve, find the total alteration in speed before the sleeve begins to move from mid position. Okay, two determining values are there at two conditions. Okay, all of you read carefully the problem. So from the problem description, you will write the given values. So those are small m is there 5 kg, h equals to sleeve lift 50 mm. So that is also written in our meters 0.05 meters, and n1 equals to 240 rpm. So when we know the n1 value and find the our omega 1, so 2 pi n1 by 60, so that value will come 25.14 radian per seconds. And r1, so r1 value is 110 mm, 110 mm. So it is also written in our meters 0.11 meters. And bell crank lever length, okay, bell crank lever length, so that is the x equals to 120 mm and y equals to 100 mm, and r equals to 140 mm. So the distance between the center of the pivots of the bell crank lever and the axis of governor spindle, so that is the value is there, r equals to 140 mm, so 0.14 meter. And second time condition is there, friction is also into the account, so that is the f equals to 13 newtons. Now going to calculate the first determining value, that is the initial compression of the spring taking into the account if the obliquity of the arms, taking into account the obliquity of the arms. So now we know that the mean working speed. So how we find the our mean working speed? So that is the omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. So now before going to find this one, so range of speed is omega 2 minus omega 1. So in this already said the one statement, that is the mean working speed is 20 times of the range of the speed, 20 times of the range of the speed. So that means omega equals to 20 into omega 2 minus omega 1. Omega equals to, okay, they have given one condition, so that condition is mean working speed is 20 times of the range of the speed. So mean speed is omega and our 20 into omega 2 minus omega 1. So then mean speed omega means it is also written as omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 equals to 20 into omega 2 minus omega 1. So when we simplify the equation, so that value, okay, this is the our 40, okay, just 2 is going to outside, 2 is going to take the our right side. So omega 1 plus omega 2 equals to 40 omega 2 minus omega 1. So omega 1 already known, so that is the our 25.14 plus omega 2 equals to 40 into omega 2 minus 25.14. So in this, unknown value is okay omega 2. Omega 2 is there. So omega 2 equals to how much? When we make the calculation, it comes 26.43 radian per seconds. 26.43 radian per second. So now the minimum and the maximum position of the governor balls is shown in our figure A and B. Okay, figure A and B. Let R2, okay, some notations are there. R2 is the maximum radius of rotation already known. So now H value also, okay, formula is there. So that H equals to R2 minus R1 into Y by X. So that is the our just substituted the okay known values in this equation. So that is the R2 equals to R1 plus H into X by Y. So R1 is already known 0.11 and H is the known 0.05 into X is the 0.12 and Y is the 0.1 for getting the our R2 value. So that value will come nearly okay 0.17 meter. Okay, in earlier session we will find the omega 2 value and now we will find the R2 value R2. When we know the R2 value, okay, so now going to find the our minimum speed, okay, centrifugal force at the minimum speed and centrifugal force at the maximum speed. What is the formula of centrifugal force? So that is the m omega 1 square R1, m omega 1 square R1. So the value is, so just substituted the values. So that is the m is there and omega 1 known and R1 is also known. So just substituted the values. So 5 into 25.14 square into 0.11. 0.11. So when we make the calculation, the value will come 347.6 newtons. FC1 value is the 347.6 newtons. And similarly to find the FC2, FC2 is the or m omega 2 square R2. So when we make the calculation, it may come 593.8 newtons. 593.8 newtons. Now they are also drawn, okay, diagrams at the minimum position and the maximum position of the our Brel crank levers. In this, they may also represented the forces and their distances. Okay. So this is the our governor axis. At the minimum position, R1 value already, okay, R1 represented here. And our fly balls are having the forces, that is the centrifugal force and the our fly ball mass, small mg. And H1 is there and H2 is also there. Minimum position, okay, they may also represented and the maximum position also represented. Now, the obliquity of the arms is to be taken into the account. So obliquity of the arms means, therefore, from the minimum position as shown in figure A, A1 value, they may also calculated the A1. A1, how we calculated the A1 value? A1 equals to, okay, R minus R1, R minus R1. So R value known, that is the 0.14 and R1 is the 0.11. So that value will come 0.33. Now going to find the X1. So for find out of the X1 value, just you will observe that X1. Let us take the triangle. Okay, X1. Just you will observe this value. Okay, X1. So for getting the X1, just we will assume that this is a one triangle. Okay, one right angle triangle. In this right angle triangle, what are the values are required? So those values are
సెల్ఫీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అంటున్నాడా?
కాలంలో పడితే కొట్టుకుపోయింది అనుకో ఈ ఆమెను చంపేస్తారమ్మా.
చాప్టర్ 18 ఇది.
అయిపోయిందా?
సున్నయ్య చేస్తున్నాడు, సున్నయ్య.
ఇక్కడ ఏదో అంటాడు చూడరా
ఏమనట్లేదు వాడు.
Okay, for find out of the x1 and y1 values, x1 and y1 values. So in our minimum position, how we find out the our x1 value? Just we will observe the x1 value. So when we assume the triangle, this is a triangle. Okay, this is a triangle. So in this triangle, okay, x1 and x and a1 are there. So it is seems to be right angle triangle. Then they may also takes to the our x1 value. From Pythagoras law, okay, from Pythagoras, x1 equals to square root of x square minus a square, x square minus a square. So that is the our opposite side square. Opposite side equals to square root of adjacent side square, sorry, hypotenuse square minus adjacent square. So that is the x square minus a1 square. So x is the known, so that is the 0.12 square minus a is the a1 is the recently to find, so 0.03. So when we make the calculation, so the value will come 0.1162 meters, 0.1162 meter. And similarly to find the y1, so y1 value, which triangle? This is seems to be triangle. Okay, y1 is the our, this is seems to be triangle. Just let us assume that, let us assume the triangle. Okay, let us assume the triangle. In this triangle, y square minus h1 square, y square minus h1 square, y1 equals to y square root of y square minus h1 square. So y value is the 0.1 square minus h1 value is the 0.025 square. So calculate the particular term. So then it may also get 0.0986 meters, 0.0986 meters. So in this, h1 value equals to h by 2, h1 equals to h by 2. And now going to similarly to find the our a2 value. A2 is the our r2 minus r1, and x2 is also x2 and x1, y2, x2 value and x2 equals to x1 and y2 equals to y1. Why? Because just they will change their positions. Okay, the values will be the same. So that's why, okay, x2 equals to x1 and y2 equals to y1. Now taking the momentum equation, that is the mg plus s1 by 2 into y1 equals to fc1 x1 minus small mg a1. Okay, in this substituted the known values, so that is the our s1 by 2 into mg by 2. When we make the calculation, mg by 2 value is there. Okay, so in this s1 value nearly to get the 804. Okay, s1 value will come 804 newtons, 804 newtons. And similarly to find the s2 value, s2 value equals to 1456 newtons, s2 equals to 1456 newtons. And now going to find the stiffness of the spring. Stiffness of the spring formula is the small s equals to s2 minus s1 by h. So substituted the s1 and s2 values. So then the value will come 13.04 Newton per meter mm, Newton per mm. And now initial compression of the spring value. So that is the s1 by small s. So that is the our s1 value already calculated in earlier. So that is the 804 newtons are there, and the s is the 13.04. So the value will come 61.66 mm, 61.66 mm. So and another determining value is there. So that is our alteration, total alteration in speed when friction is taken into the equation. So for getting that one, and condition is there, the spring force for the mid position, capital S equals to S1 plus H1 into S, S1 plus H1 into S. So S1 already known and H1 is known and S is also known. So just substituted the values. So that is our capital S equals to 1130 newtons. And mean angular speed, mean value for getting the mean angular speed, omega equals to omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. That value will come 25.78 radian per second. In this, from this capital N, they may also find out the capital N. So capital N equals to omega by omega into 60 by 2 pi. So that value N is mean speed. Mean speed equals to 246.2 RPM. Now the speed when the sleeve begins to move downwards from the mid position. Okay. So from mid position, the value will come. Okay. They may also take the, okay, one formula is using. So that is the N dash equals to N into square root of S minus F by capital S. So that equals to, okay, the value will come 243 RPM. And similarly to find the our N double dash, that is the our alter, for getting the alteration, N into S plus square root of N into square root of S plus F by S. So that value is 249 RPM. So alteration in speed value is 6 RPM. The value will come 6 RPM. Okay. Now the session is going to end.